name's Kieran Dodds and I'm a photographer based in Edinburgh. My personal work looks at the interplay of environment and culture, and in particular, the role of ideas in shaping landscapes in the time of ecological crisis. I studied zoology at university and I've always been obsessed with how animals distribute in the landscape. And so when I got a drone a few years ago, I was able to make these abstracted views of the landscape to see the ecology and how things are distributed in the land. The show Fabricated Land is made up of two parts. This collection of abstract aerials that I've made across Scotland in the last 5 years, but also the photo weaves, where I bring together by physically chopping prints and weaving them into textiles to draw together these diverse themes that I've been looking to discover about culture, about history, about mythology and ecology, to display Scotland's history throughout the period of the clearances up to the present day. Normally I'm trying to make an image that is simple and beautiful to understand so that the viewer can engage with it. But here I'm doing the opposite. I'm making it more complex and I'm actually chopping up this beautiful archival print to weave together into something new. Origins of this came about at the start of the year when I was reading and researching about the lowland clearances and the highland clearances, how these ideas flowed from south to north, and the history of Scotland in the last 200 years. And it was during that process I started to walk around Edinburgh and other towns in Scotland and realise our culture is depicted through a textile lens. It's a grid of tartan or tweed that we understand the landscape. These things are so intertwined. Tartan and tweed have become visual shorthand for the landscape. We view Scotland through this lens. And so for the different weaves, I employed different weave patterns. So for the ones from the borders, I'd use tweed, and for the ones in the Highlands, sometimes I'd use the set patterns. What I really loved about showing here in this incredible space in Inverness was the fact it was in the Highlands. And my work is focused on the whole of Scotland and how ideas have flowed from the south to the north and also from the north to the south. So the way that the country is perceived now is particularly through a Highland lens, and yet I want to show that lowland ideas and people have shaped those Highlands. And it's a place, I hope, as people look at the work and they think about the work, they'll see the complexity of a landscape, that it's built up with these different themes, historical, cultural, ecological and mythological. And there's an opportunity there to re-investigate that landscape and come away changed with a different view of Scotland. I feel like I've found a really rich seam, a visual method to bring together all these disparate ideas and stories I've worked on over the years and to present it in a new way. It's a way to link up these different geographical areas. And so I'm excited to take that forward and see where it goes next.